Okay, damn. Okay. Spirit is like, yeah, we really can talk. OMG. Really came on here to talk about something that I feel like a lot of people are going through. Sorry, I literally just got off with my mechanic. Y'all, let me tell y'all, cars are so much to deal with. Especially right now, like it's so crazy. Like I think I had a cracked thermostat housing or something. They actually fixed this cracked thermostat housing. This is like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was like, whatever. Almost 700. Long story short, it kind of started overheating again after I came back from my little trip seeing my mom like a week and a half ago. And the guy had my car since I think Saturdays. Monday, very good mechanic too. 5-star, good, old school. He got old school mechanics. Anyway, long story short, he's telling me it's gonna cost 4,500 in repairs due to a blown head gasket, spark plugs, and something else. And I told him, I said, honey, oh my God, girl, listen, let me call you back. So bitch got to be on her motherfucking hustle bustle gussle, but bitch, hello? Okay. Anyway, woo y'all, woo stop. So listen, I wanted to come here to talk about really something. Actually, I experienced something for the past, well, we'll say a couple of months ago. And I was having a conversation with someone yesterday that I know because they were bringing up how they feel like one of their good, they have a friend that they consider, they've been on someone for a long time. Okay, so they're kind of been questioning their friendship anyway. Like they grew up with this person and they're older people, they're over 40. So either way, she was asking, do I think, and of course, this person does not know about anything of me doing spiritual readings and all that good stuff, but they were asking, how do I feel about friends or family or people who claim that they love you and they support you, but they really don't support you? In a sense of when people are kind of questioning your character, they're not coming forward and they're not basically defending you. Because I don't remember if something went down between the both of them and a third person got involved and they were asking questions about, well, how do you know this person will blah, 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 blah. And so they kind of like felt like this person not defending them. The weirdest thing about it is I was like, this had just come up with me with someone I know. And of course, this is all virtual stuff. One of the persons I did actually meet in person, I've been knowing them for several years. We didn't grow up together, but I've known them for several years. So I know they are a good person, right? I think that we're close, or at least close enough. But I do know as time go on, things do change. So even at that point, I was a little bit like, what the hell's going on as well? So I always tell people this, right? And I'm gonna keep this very short and sweet because a girl got some things to do. I always tell people this, like everything don't need to be said, right? And even going into the sense of when you first meet people, people are assessing you, right? Like I always think about this when it comes to a job. Like when you're working at a job, you have a 90-day probational period. Some jobs I think is 30 days, but for the most part, it's 90 days. Okay. And for 90 days, they are really observing you. They're seeing if you have any complaints. They're seeing how your performance is. Are you late? Are you punctual? Are you dependable? Are you reliable? They're checking these things out for 90 days. How many times you called in, how many times you didn't show up. And then based on that, they're going to determine if they're going to let you go or not. And a lot of times too, a lot of jobs like, oh, we don't offer probational periods, but they do. Every company, that's like a behind the scenes, secret thing that they do. And not just jobs, but I feel like also places that you rent from. I feel like all these places kind of assess you. They assess you for a period of time. And so either way, going into this, when you first meet people, you don't tell them all your business. And that was kind of like something with my situation. I've always known this. Even between me and this person, there's not a big age difference. But I think that I think this person does have a lot of experience. So I'm thinking about it, but something doesn't tell them that when you first meet people, you don't tell them your whole life. So you don't tell them you're married, you got a cousin, you got a brother. You don't go into that. You slowly give people tea because people, they're watching, they're paying attention. They're saying, well, oh, I don't know, this seems a little loopy. She says she has a brother who's a serial killer and another brother who did that. So this bitch might be off the rocker too. She might be on some shit. She might be doing some shit. So they're watching this. Now, this is in a normal setting. Now, imagine bringing this type of energy to a messy group of people. Once again, a good judgment of character. There we go. I feel like this person in particular, not lack good judgment of character, but they don't know when to hold them. They don't know when to phone them. And there's some shit out there. If they do watch this, they do end up catching this. That's just how I feel. Because from a past experience, I know that people have come to them, befriended them, got them open, because that's what people do. They befriend you. They try to get you to open up. Once you open up, they use all that they know against you. They find your weak spot and they attack you, right? And sometimes it's a slow process, but they do that. So me, like I said, I'm very mindful about what I do and how I do when I interact with people, especially the age-old thing. I always say, this is my statement too. When I'm friends with somebody, because I'm going to tell you a little background, a little story just very quickly. When I befriend somebody or I'm cool with somebody and they have a falling out with somebody. Now, this is if I'm cool with both of them. We're all cool in a group. We all have known each other for a good amount of time. And then, or I got introduced to the person first. Let's say a good example is me, Clarissa, and Emily. I may have known Marissa a little longer than Emily. They have a falling out. No, and I always say this. Yeah, I don't have my friends' enemies are not my enemies. But I'm not going to give my friends' enemies an idea that me and my friends' friendship is not good. I'm not going to give my friends the idea that just because my friend's enemy are not my enemies, I'm not going to allow you to attack, or I'm not going to give you that comfort space. I'm not going to allow you to feel. And I think that a lot of people, they give these ops and these enemies that sense. And I think that's why this person felt like they were not getting support. And I was like, I felt that way too a few months ago. Synchronicity, right? I felt that a few months ago as well. And so either way, someone that I've known, this is all a virtual thing, not a real life thing, but someone I've known for a long time that I actually consider my sister. We've had our little disagreements that have nothing to do with any of this, because that's just how it is. Strong personalities, difference of opinions are going to cause people to kind of go back and forth. And, whatever, you have your right to your opinion, I have a right to my opinion. And so we'll have our little, debates, and then we'll just call it a day. And also I think even going in mindset too, like experiences and stuff, you're like, So either way, I met this group of people, and at first this person was not wanting to be a part of this group. Now, I'm going to say this. We've known someone, and I feel like the story would have been a little different if the third person involved that kind of opened all this, in my opinion. Because even when I kind of confronted the situation, they were asking, well, how did you feel about when this person was attacking me and blah, 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 blah. Do you think it's fair? Whatever. Not whatever to whatever what they were asking, but just, to not get into it. And so either way, they got close to this person. I've known this person. I've heard of them since 2011. I met this person in 2016, 2017, right? So this other person have like 5 years ahead of them. I've met this other person in person several times. And when it comes to like finances and all this other good stuff, I feel like we have that in common, right? Like goal orientated. Let's get this done. We got to do this. Like there's no, oh God, I can't do it. No, let's get it done. Like that type of energy, right? So I feel like we have that in common. Me and this other person, right, my sister, we have more than that in common. There's just so many connections, right? Mothers having similar names, both spiritual, past life. It's deeper than that, right? And so that too is good. That's lovely. But of course, I believe that finance and also the good stuff is important, right? Credit, and finances, because of course these are the things that kind of rule the earth, right? Education, credit, and money. And so either way, spiritual and all this stuff is definitely important. But I feel like those are characteristic traits, right? Those are not like, and I'm probably wording this wrong, but that's what I feel. So I'm like, okay, well, long story short, they befriended. We were all going to meet up. They were kind of talking privately. She opened up to this other person and told them everything. Now, of course, I was a little bit like, girl, the fuck? Because this bitch knew shit that I didn't even know, right? That I didn't even care to know because it's not important to me. But my sister opened up to this person about this. And so what the person did was they saw that my sister was an open person and easy to connect to. And, oh, she's a people person. And I'm not going to say gullible, but she's opening up. So let me share this with her. And so she's like trying to put words in this girl's face, right? Like being two-faced. And I think it was a test, but it was really her real personality showing this other person, where she's like, well, yeah, I don't know if I would, trust this girl all the way, your sister, because she stood me up and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, my sister's like, well, girl, I didn't let that affect blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, something still, this person felt like they can connect with you somehow, some way still, because you told them a lot about you. Like in a matter of only knowing them for 2 or 3 days, maybe even 2 or 3 weeks, you told them your whole life story almost. To where I was like kind of gagging, like, damn, it took me kind of a year or a few years to know this. And maybe because I wasn't asking questions, this person's very nosy. But long story short, they started going back and forth. And I wasn't in the middle really, because I'm like, well, at the end of the day, they're both grown people. If they don't want to deal with each other, they don't have to deal with each other. At the end of the day, like I said, the person who I had the falling out with, who was also fighting with my sister, I've known longer than my sister. So it's not saying that it's, oh, well, I know her longer, so blah, blah, blah. So that situation is a little different. And I feel like this girl that I'm talking about, her situation is very similar to that situation. But the situation I dealt with a couple of months ago was a new group of people came around. We know that all these people are messy, and I really think they're all scammers. I think they're liars. I think they're deceiving, Decepticon-ass people. And even going into tapping into energies with these people, I'm like, yeah, a lot of these people were rejects, right? Misfits. They're LGBT, gay men, trans women. They were kicked out their home at a very young age, drugs, prostitution, scamming, stealing just to get by because they wasn't old enough to get a job. And this is just once again, observation from these people. And there is 2 people that are non-LGBT that was in this group, but they were messy just like LGBT people. So we're going to call them LGBT because they were messy like LGBT people. And I can say that because I'm part of that community. Not saying that heterosexual people are not messy, but messiness or LGBT people is a whole nother type of messiness. The messiness from an LGBT person will make a weak person want to commit suicide. The messiness from an LGBT person will make a weak-minded person delete their whole motherfucking life existence. Okay, so it's a very difference. And even going into being catty and messy, y'all got that from the gays. Okay, girls, listen, I'm not going to get into that. That's just my personal opinion. You learned how to cut, read, dice, slice. Because back then, girl, all y'all did was fight. Heterosexual people, cisgender people, all y'all did was fight in that way. And then, oh, I'm going to fuck her man, bitch. She want to get down with me. But the gays taught you how to read down, let people have, go and dox people and all that good stuff. That's where y'all got it from. The real scamming shit came from those people. Let's talk about it. Because a lot of them are in jail because of that. Don't believe me, do your research. So either way, we knew this, and I said, nope. I said, if everybody around these people are messy, I'm going to sit back and I'm not going to connect. Well, instead, my sister, once again, was being a little people person. Well, hey, I think we should all get in a group. Hey, I think we all should meet up. And I'm kind of hesitant, like, you know what? I'm going to do a messenger, but I'm not giving out my number. She gave this individual number, but she said on many occasions, because this person, I feel like they were really coming in to divide and conquer. I feel like there was a mission. I think that they saw there was 2 energies there watching things. observing things. She's kind of on the background. I'm on the foreground. If I see something funny, I'm gonna let you know. She'll see something funny and she won't let you know. So they want to stay in her good graces because they're like, well, whatever, hey, ooh, ooh. With me, bitch, I'm blunt. I'm direct. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't have to like you. I don't give a fuck who you are, how you are. And just a lot of people that rub a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of people like ass kissing. A lot of people like to trauma bond. That's what I call it. And so I just rub people the wrong way, even when they just sense me. And I'm okay with that. And not everybody. People that matter, I don't. People who don't matter, I do. And I'm like, okay, whatever. That's your business. I don't care. Okay. I'm a nice person. And if I think that you're ugly, I'm not just going to come out and tell you that. That's not my business. But either way, this person is watching, right? He's trying to befriend us. My sister's opening with this guy, and she's like, befriending him, and they're having conversations. Once again, a recap of the other experience that we had with a mutual person. And she's telling this person on multiple occasions, well, yes, this is my sister, but because y'all are not, whatever cordial, that mean we don't have to be. Now I'm like, okay, if you've known this person for several years, you've known this person for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, or let's say you met me in 2017 and you met this person in 2020 and y'all bonded. Lord God, we're established. We built something. I can see you saying that. I would never tell a duck-faced ass motherfucker, and I'm just being real here, that I've only known for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, maybe even a year. Well, you haven't fallen out with my sister, or your friend is having fallen out with my sister. That's not my business. I'm not. And of course, I want y'all input on that because that's why I'm bringing this to y'all. And even going into that situation, I'm like, well, listen, it's going to be kind of biased, me giving my opinion to this person, because I'm like, yeah, I feel the same way. And bitch, like I said, I felt that way for a while. Even going into little sideline people who are not really, all that there would say stuff like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I feel like, your sister's not really having your back. And her and I, we discussed this too. And they're like, yeah, I don't think she's having your back. Like, she should have your back and blah, blah, blah. So it made me really feel like, damn. So it is something not funny, but it is like, you're making it seem, not making it seem, but the it's already looking like I could divide and conquer, right? And this is what I'm sensing leading up to this point, y'all. Because see, when I see things, I call it out, and it's always accurate. And that's not even tapping in to energy. It's just that girl, it's kind of common sense. If a person is a fool, they're a fool, right? What they said. A zebra does not change its stripes. If somebody is a cheetah, they're not going to change their fucking stripes. So if I see you be messy with Tom, you're more than likely going to be messy with me. So I'm keeping my distance. And like I said, I don't think that my sister, and I just heard a lot of people, I don't think they know that with people. To them, they're like, well, they did that to them, but they're not going to do that with me. No, baby. If they did it to them, they're going to do it to you. And so in that situation, once again, I did feel like, there was a lot. I felt like you're letting the ops know, like, yeah, we can still be cool. I still want your friendship, even though I know that you're sitting here reading my sister down, even though I know you're a messy ass punk, even though I know you're just snap, but you haven't did it to me, so I'm cool. And like I said, she said this on multiple occasions to these people, because even when I got into the reading session, that's how I knew about it. With other people, they both was like, well, she's not a part of this. And like she said, what's separate with her is separate with you. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does that even mean? And then I even got a, recording of her telling that. So I was like, oh, that's what that means. So either way, for me personally, this just for me. And like I said, I would love y'all input. Please share it. With me, I would never, because I always think about this with experiences, right? How would I react if this was me, if the shoes were on my shoe, right? Or the shoes was on my feet? I would never let someone know who I have not invested enough time with know play-by-play of what is going on, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, also the good stuff. I would never also give online people insight of a real life situation. I know you in person. I'm not going to let online people, because I don't give a fuck about meeting friends like that. I'm a very sociable person in person. I don't have to be in a group of people and hope to be friends, especially going into a group that we've clearly seen are messy. Mind you, these people had a house, they had an agency, and they allowed messy people in their agency their house. Shitty money, don't get money. Messy money, don't make money. So I'm already looking at, is this a businessman or is this a business whatever? So like I said, for me, I met a person, I've known someone for years. I'm not going to give you the dynamics of my friendship with this person. I'm not going to give you the dynamics of and a rundown of how our connection is. First thing first. Second thing, I'm not going to give you any idea that you have one up on her or him or, depending on the situation. I'm not going to give you that idea. 3, no, bitch. If I don't know you and you got an issue with my sister, you got an issue with me. And it's not even about me because I'm picking sides. It's more so about, well, I don't want to be in the middle of it. That's the first thing first. That's why, bam. That's first. I don't want to be in the middle of it. Second of all, I don't want to give my sister or my brother or whoever it is an issue into thinking that I'm disloyal and that they really have to watch me, because now I'm like cool to their face, but I'm cool with the enemy. And like I tell y'all, even for me, because there's two sides to this, I feel like if you're cool with somebody I dislike, mind you, with the other person, I knew this person before longer than I know my sister. So it wasn't harder to cut them off, but it was harder to kind of say, okay, I'm done. What really pushed over the edge is when they kept antagonizing my sister and they were having people say, oh, this is fucked up. You're letting this person disrespect your sister and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay, bitch, now enough is enough. Right. And even going and beside this, me and my sister were talking to her and she was like, girl, I'll just ignore her. I'll just keep my distance. So she already had a plan. So I'm like, okay, let me mind my tea. But like I said, these are people I've known for years. I've known her longer. And then I've known my sister for still a long time. And I'm closer to her. With this guy and this other people, she just met these people 2 or 3 months prior. So they already thought that they had some tea. And they were like, whoa. So I can read the friend down. I can read her sister down and she's going to still be cool. And then sure enough, I'm explaining this to her and she's still not seeing the picture. So I was like, I'm going to just keep it. I'm going to keep my distance. And I did. Sure enough, I come in on a situation because I get blocked out the room. So I come in because they can block you out the room. Come in there. And he's like, oh, I'm on a show. And I still got the receipts too. I got a recording if my sister want to hear these recordings still, because she haven't asked for the recordings and I got them. Where he was like, I'm going to show her that I can divide and conquer. I'm real good at separating and causing some drama, getting people to stop fucking with people. This came out of his own mouth. So I'm like, fuck, how does she not know that these people are not messy? We met this guy at the same time. You probably dealt with him more on a personal level. I didn't deal with him on a personal level because I knew he was messy. I went into the members of his agency. I went into the members of his family. Him stating that 2 people that he used to talk to, he no longer talked to because whatever. Then one of them is a transgender. He was reading her down, calling him a he, and this and that. So I was already like, whoa, when I see a gay man, regardless of the situation, call another trans person, because if you're a heterosexual person, I can see your ignorance because you don't know about that experience. So I can see your ignorance. If you're another trans person, call another trans person he or disrespect them, I see it as well because you know what you know. When you are an LGBT member, lesbian or gay, and you're like attacking, it's coming across as not homophobic. It's coming across as jealousy, personally for me. Because I'm not a gay man. I never identified as the gay man. And I've dated men who clown gay men and I broke up with them. And of course, their response to me was, so you're still a man. You identify as a man. Or you feel like you're a man. I'm like, no. At the end of the day, what I'm not going to do is you're questioning your sexuality still, because if you felt like you were a completely heterosexual male, you would tell people that you're into trans women, but you don't because you feel like it's a little gay. So you feeling like a gay man in the inside is going to sit in my motherfucking face to talk about other gay people. Like you're reading yourself down, bro. So you're dangerous already. You're reading yourself down. That's already a red flag for me. You're dangerous. Second of all, I'm not going to give you comfort. I'm not giving you a safe space for attacking people that you're probably also attacking me behind my back, which I'm sure you are. You probably having a conversation with your brother and cousin about these nigga bitches and wigs. So I won't do that. I'm not going to give you a safe space. And so that's what it comes down to. So I was already like, damn, this gay man is calling this trans person, regardless of the experience and his opinion. Well, I met her as a he, so I feel like it's still a he. But yeah, a lot of people could say they still feel like gay people are going to hell, so they call y'all the F word. So it's like, what's the difference? Like, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. And so, like I said, my response to that is, like I said, it would be a little biased because I felt the same way a couple of months ago with that situation. I'm like, I don't really feel like 100%. I think my sister tried, but I don't feel like 100% that I was supporting that experience of saying like, bitch, well, listen, because you got to issue her, you got to issue me too. But you don't even got to tell them. You don't got to tell them what the fuck you're thinking, what you're going through, what your idea is. You don't got to give a rundown and say, well, I just want to let you know. And girl, and even going into the sense too, a third person who I've known longer than all of them, right? And he actually worked for me. We had a falling out, and they were even questioning her about blocking this man. And she, no cut-ins, but she like was explaining to them why she stopped fucking with this person, and she also had to throw in that situation. No, I wouldn't stop talking to him because him and my sister are not talking. I wouldn't stop talking to him because of that, but I blocked him because I saw he was a little messy, and I see if he could read me. He read me, and I was shocked that she would say that because I'm like, well, this guy is messy too. The guy who you're explaining this shit to is messy as motherfucker too. We've seen him over and over again. We've seen him read people down for being on drugs, but he have a crackhead in his agency. We've seen him read people down for being gay or being trans, but yet he's coming here to talk about how he would suck and lick and do all this stuff down, inappropriate stuff to straight people, like, disrespect them. So it's like, wait, what? But once again, I wouldn't answer the fuck ass thing. Bitch, I blocked him. I don't have to explain to you why I blocked him. He was blocked. And that's also what caused that whole falling out thing too, because they came into her and I having a discussion of that, of me saying, hey, like, girl, you don't got to explain the fuck ass thing to these people. You're grown. I wish the person who don't pay my bills would ask me what the fuck I'm doing and why I'm doing things. I wish somebody who is not contributing to me in any way, shape, or form be like, hey, yeah, we noticed that you blocked Melissa. Is there a reason why you blocked her? Or, hey, I tried to text you and for some reason go through. Bitch, first of all, I'm grown. Second of all, I don't have to explain shit. Third of all, and what you gonna do? You got blocked. What's up? And that's what it come down to. But once again, it looked like once, that they had some type of dominance. And I also feel like too, a lot of people be trying to test your dominance. A lot of people trying to test your gangster, where they try to sun you, punk you, as I was talking about yesterday, girl, or earlier this morning. People be trying to, calm you down, to pipe down, girl, because you're not that one. And this one in particular, he loves to do that. He loves to let it be known because he's in the military, he got that type of power. And it's like, baby, you don't got that type of power. Because if you did, you would be where you need to be at. So you don't got the type of power, babe, at the end of the day. But like I said, it was given a lot. So I definitely understand that in the sense that not feeling supported, because like I said, I will never let someone I know I just met, like, your friends, my enemies, my friends' enemies are not my enemies. Or if just because you don't get along with my sister, I mean, I have to not get along with you. No, bitch, fuck that. If I'm hearing you read my sister down, if I'm hearing you read, like, girl, talking about my sister, we're both trans, and you're talking about my sister being a tranny, I'm like, whoa. Because now it takes a matter of time for you to read me down. And so going into this woman, I definitely, once again, I'm going to say, bitch, keep your distance from that friend. Watch, put the bitch on probation, no shade. See how she interact with a whole nother situation, know how to maneuver after that. As I have done, right? As I have done, like, I would never have mutual friends with this sister. No shade. With a lot of people, I will not have mutual friends. I even told my other sister, babe, I don't want to meet none of your friends. They don't got to get to know me. Only person I want to meet is the person that you end up marrying or you end up dating for a long period of time. I'm down with that. Friends that could end tomorrow. No, baby, I'm not in that inner circle. People that are, listen, I don't have to meet none of your friends, just like you don't have to meet none of my friends. We don't have to have no mutual friendship. We don't got, Our friendship is separate from other people's friendship, because I don't want to give people the idea, especially if I feel like I want to vent and be like, oh, girl, I can't believe this bitch called my phone and let me have it. I want to cuss her ass out. Now they're thinking like, damn, so maybe they're not really all that close and they're best friends. No, baby, I'm just venting. Bitch, if you know, I love my mom more than anything in this world. If my mom made me feel some type of way, I'm gonna vent about my mom too. That doesn't mean I don't like her. I'm not venting to you so you can say, yeah, this bitch is sitting here and talk about her mom be getting on the nerves sometimes. Bitch, and people say their kids get on their fucking nerves. And but I'm not gonna give you that energy to think that you got one up on me. Right. And that's what it comes down to, bottom line. The friend who didn't support you literally have you in your feelings, and your feelings are definitely valid. Okay, they're definitely valid. Somehow, some way, they made you feel um, not unaccepted. They made you feel unsupported, and like I said, there's validation in that experience. And clearly, like I said, I've only known my sister for what 8, 9 years. You know this for your whole life, and y'all are like 40 plus. Not going to get into the age because they might come and say bitch, but because girl, y'all never know. People end up finding shit, girl. You never know, girl. People might be like, "Well, I stumbled across and I saw you." Okay, girl, this is all separate. Okay. Anyway, but that's what it comes down to. Is that yes, it's okay to say my friends' enemies are not my enemies because I definitely believe that too. But if I just met you a month ago and you're having it out with somebody I know, I'm going to get down to the bottom of it. And maybe I'm going to be the mediator. Like, what's really going on here? I'm going to assess the experience, especially knowing that, you know, my sister going into speaking about me, if it was a third party thing, bitch, I don't just hate people to hate people. And I don't like, girl, if something is fishy with you, what they say, when in doubt, do nothing. If I feel like there's something funny with you, I'm watching you from a distance. A lot of times people used to sucker me into, oh, you got to trust them. Oh, give people the benefit of the doubt. No, there's no benefit of the doubt, babe. I feel like you've done some sneaky stuff, something sneaky about you. When I figure out what's sneakiness about you, then I'm willing to connect up with you. Until then, we're not doing it. Especially if we're going into this as well. But I've been thinking about this person traveled the world. They're connected, right? They hang out with people. Why do you need to befriend little old me? Why do you need to befriend me? You've traveled the world. You've been in Korea. You've been in Greece. You've been in London. You've been in all these other places. You didn't meet people in these places. Why do you need to befriend little old countrified bumpkin ass ain't got shit to do as bitch little old me? What? And then everyone says, well, and I think my sister got a confirmation is because they said something when they first connected with her. And she's like, hey, I noticed that they haven't hit me up about that. I'm like, yeah, well, that's how people do. People kind of throw stuff out at you to kind of see if you're going to break. And that's why I don't open up. I don't, girl, you got to invest time to get information, babe. Girl, we're not going to have a sit down. I'm going to say, well, this is my life story. At 5 years old, I did. No, babe, it's going to take you some time to know some tea. And that's just how it is. Baby, no, baby, you're not, girl. We're not gonna be, no, girl. It takes 5 months for people to show their true colors, and that's something that I also want to, leave with y'all. It takes 5 months to know, 5 months to 5 years to know the character of somebody. If you only know them for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you don't know them. It takes 5 months for them to show their true colors. And let me say something too, as a side note, before I leave. The person, because there was mutual people that we had a falling out with, and the person like, I still want to get to know y'all, but he did say, I don't trust y'all right now. I am expecting y'all to fuck me over. So I'm becoming cool with y'all, but I don't trust y'all 100. He said that the first day we started talking. So I'm like, I got that memo because I believe that too, bitch. I don't trust y'all. I don't trust you. I don't know if my sister got that memo, or maybe she just didn't give a fuck. I don't know. Or she's like, well, he's harmless. But that's what kind of stood out to me. But second of all, we have mutual people, and one of the mutual persons told him, now this is somebody who was flirting with me, being very inappropriate. I thought the guy was decent looking, never openly, publicly wiggled my tongue. Oh my God, I want him. He looked like he tastes so good. I never did that. This man was like doing this stuff, doing things to like, whoa. So when I guess it got exposed that this was what was going on, and he felt some type of way because people were exposing like, you like trannies, you might be a little gay. Then he started attacking me. Now, this is a mutual friend, or this a person, this is a brother of this guy that my sister was like, yeah, her enemies are not my enemies. In that whole situation, that right there was already a red flag for me, once again, where I'm thinking like, damn. So you have fallen outs with people. And everybody you had a fallout with was on some messy shit, and you were the common denominator, right? Going into this, the guy who I had a fallout with told this man, "You're gonna see for yourself." He's like, "What do you mean? You're gonna see for yourself that she's blank, blank, blank." And when I say blank, blank, he didn't say exactly what I was. He was just like, "You're gonna see for yourself that." You're just gonna see for yourself. Watch. You're gonna see for yourself. And this is all he was telling me. You're gonna see for yourself. Watch. You're gonna see for yourself. Blah 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 blah. You're gonna see for yourself. And he's like, "Well, I'm waiting to see." So because he didn't know what he was talking about, the old boy, we have to follow out. Mind you, we had a falling out because I said he was messy and he really don't like me and he's playing little games. And there's a reason for that. My sister knows exactly why. He was like, I gotta hit my brother up and tell my brother he was so right. I am seeing for myself. And I'm just like, girl, yeah, you're messy. Because what exactly did you see for yourself? That I never trusted you? Because for me, that's what it was. I never trusted you. I knew you were a little messy. You look messy. Your face look a little messy. So I knew that there was something funny going on. You're surrounded by messy people. Not one person you've introduced to us, except for one person, I think she's a little off mentally, were of substance. They're not successful. They're not happy. They're not thriving. They're not doing anything with their lives. Everybody that you introduced to was crackheads, meth heads, free prostitutes. Yes, said it right. Or weirdos, perverts. So it's like, girl, you also have a bad judgment of character. And so that's what's going on here. So yeah, you were right. He was right about what? Is that I was going to call bullshit. I was going to call a spade a spade. Because that's why me and him had a falling out. Old boy was flirting. He tried to talk shit about it behind my back. Someone brought it to my attention. I clarified and rectified and said, you really want to get down to it? He was around me. I wasn't around him. He misinterpreted that and was saying that I said that he was hitting on me and stuff. I never said that, baby, because I don't give my number like that. So, and if you message me that, I don't check messages like that. So in that sense, because bitch, I'm all about my money, especially now, $42 fucking $100, $42 fucking $100 fucking I gotta pay to get my motherfucking car off the motherfucking shop. So, bitch, you motherfucker right, bitch. I'm not about to sit here and cupcake with your motherfucking ass. You can't do shit for me. What? Bitch, I'm not the one. I'm not the one, the two other motherfucker thing when it comes to that. And so, either way, that's it, y'all. Yes, once again, your opinion when you feel like a friend and family ain't supporting you, bitch, is motherfucking valid. Your emotion is valid. Now, they can be like, but I've been there for you privately. When you need me, I'm there for you. Yeah, but when it comes to public experiences, are they there for you? Like I said, I would never allow anyone to think that they could disrespect my sister, my brother, my cousin, my friend in front of me. Going even into friends and stuff. I remember one time, a long time ago, I had a friend. I had a conversation with this friend. I kind of brought up some things that my mom did because I felt like my mom was taking my other siblings over me. And they kind of was like, well, I believe so too. And kind of, I felt like they were kind of like reading my mom down. I said, baby, let me let you know something right now. This friendship can end today. Don't you ever open up your motherfucking mouth about my mama. I can tell you my opinion. I'm venting to you as a friend and tell you how I felt. I'm not sharing this with you for you to read my mom down, bitch. I'm not gonna let you to sit here and dog my motherfucking mama down, bitch. And if it's up with her, and I didn't say it was up, but if you got an issue with her, bitch, you got an issue fucking me. So of course they were like, oh my God, I apologize. And it never happened again. So that's why I'm like, girl, you give people an inch, they take a mile. And we all know that. Baby, ain't no bitch. Well, you got to issue my friend, you got to issue me. No, baby, you just met him. So you do have an issue with him if I have an issue with him. You do. Because that's what it comes down to. Yeah, my sister's enemy, my friend's enemies are not my enemies. But if I just met you, boo-boo, and my sister and y'all fighting at it, and I see that it's a real situation, baby, I'm sorry. God bless you. Take care. It's definitely personal. That's it. Bitch, I'm not about to sit here and kiki and cackling. Well, it's okay. She'll get over it. Because now they're going to be like, damn, well, I've known this person for a month. And they're kind of siding with me. They know this bitch for years and they don't give a fuck about her. So what's really going on? And I even told my sister as well, like this person was dissecting and observing everything. That's why they wanted to be on this side and they wanted to get into my circle. They thought that the other guy that they were flirting with, which by the way, they really didn't like this guy, but they were flirting with this man because they thought they were going to get some secrets. They're like, well, maybe he knows what she does. Maybe he knows things about her. And so he was literally like, let me befriend this guy. And when me and this guy had a falling out, they were all upset about it. Like, damn, I didn't get no tea. And so now, because I had a fallout with this guy, I felt like he was like, well, he falling out with her, I'm going to have a fallout too. And I think he even said too, like, if what he said was not true, she wouldn't have got upset about it. And I'm just like, I didn't get upset about it because I don't give a fuck about none of you people. So if I got upset, Daddy would have been doxxed. He would have been red. I would have went into his mom. I would have shared pictures that I got of him that you probably would never get to see. Like I would have did that thing. So I wasn't upset, but I wouldn't go sit here and let him play in my face like I felt like all you guys were doing. Once again, he was watching, he heard that man say, and then even she said she liked the drama. Now, of course, she said she liked the drama for entertainment purposes, but because he's messy, he didn't see it as that. He was like, oh, you are messy because even your sister said you messy. Messiness don't make money. I'm very happy and content with my life. I'm not always coming and delivering bad news when I deal with people. I'm not here saying, oh my God, girl, my life is just so bad right now. I'm doing bad. Like, girl, what? I've never said that, never done that. Energy attracts energy, and I feel that. So anyway, that's it with that, honey. Let's see if there's any interactions before I motherfucking go. Come on here, I'm Dee Dee, honey. I actually made it. Come on, woohoo. Come on, Jay, Looney. Yes, honey. Loon. Is it Loon? Yes, honey. It's self-hate and jealousy, but then again, why are any straight men concerned with the LGBT anyway? You said it. 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 And you said it definitely. And especially this is a feminine gay man too. I'm like, girl, so you're bringing down trans people for no reason. And then going into, and that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of gay men, just like a lot of trans women, read down other LGBT people in front of heterosexual people in hopes to get kudo points, right? Kudos. Like, well, he's going to see that I'm a different LGBT person by me reading down other LGBT people. And that's what I think was going on. And like you said, straight man being so concerned with the LGBT, this man was all up in the tea, Jay. Like he sits and he reads the LGBT down. I've never seen him interact. He likes pussy allegedly, but I've never seen him interact with a woman. Allegedly, the woman he did hit on all ended up being trans. But cisgender woman came in, he wasn't trying to hit on them. Allegedly, he's also racist, right? Allegedly, this guy's racist. But there's been a lot of beautiful Hispanic women, a lot of beautiful white women that's come into a vicinity or space with him, and he didn't approach them. But mysteriously, he's hitting on the light-skinned black girls or the dark-skinned black girls. Whatever. So I'm just like, is he really racist? And he really straight? Because maybe he's giving you the illusion that because he don't want you to hit on him. Maybe it's like, bitch, you're black. Don't you hit on me. I don't care for gay people. You're a gay man. Don't hit on me. And that's what it was given. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think he definitely likes black people. I think he definitely likes black women. I think he doesn't like black men. And I also think on top of that, because there are a lot of people out there like that, and I also think on top of that he likes trans women, but he don't like gay men. So that's what it comes down to. It just so happened he's picking interest with me. All the other trans people he used to read down, the straight guy in particular, he piques interest with me where he's trying to fall asleep with me and we need to be on a panel together and fall asleep together, trying to poo-poo, cuckoo, doo-doo in rooms with other people, playing little tit-tat and mwah-mwah and all this other good shit. And then after me, you befriend another trans woman and you become very defensive of her when she's fighting with her boyfriend to where people think you had it in with her. And I'm like, no, bitch, you didn't care for her. I was the gateway for that. I gave him some type of comfortability. It made him say not all trans people are messy. So maybe this one ain't messy neither. And just so happened he connected with this one because she's stereotypically what he liked. Right? She's light-skinned. She speaks Spanish. She appears to be educated. And of course, he probably thought she had money too. Because I definitely think he's a money hungry bitch. I had my business. Peace. Come on here, Bunny St. Patrick. Yes, honey. Shout out to you, Bunny St. Patrick. Why would a friend even try to saw discord between your relationship? That's really found. Right. Right. Oh, so discord, not saw. So discord between your relationship. You know what's so crazy? And I even want to tell that to that girl. That's definitely some bullshit. I think with my friend, for real, like, I think that she gives people the benefit of the doubt. And I think that she's really a really nice person. And that really nice person make you an easy prey. I feel like narcissistic people, and that's why I feel like even going into why the first friend that I'd have fallen out with, that we both knew, was able to get her to open up. They're narcissistic and she would be on the softer side, right? And I think that narcissists seek out prey. And that's what happened. I think that she is a very nice person. Not saying she's gullible, but she's open to a lot of things, right? She has the innocence of a child. And people want to prey on that. And so I would even tell her, even in past conversations we have, like, girl, you got to kind of like, girl, like not be mean, but you got to put your foot down. Cause I think she even had personal experiences with other people. And I'm like, girl, you got to let people know how it is. And she wasn't trying to do that. No, bitch, you have to let people know how it is. Baby, you got to let them know, baby, this is not going to fly. It's time to go. Bitch, listen, I'm not going to stay somewhere I'm not comfortable. I'm not going to stay somewhere I feel disrespected. Bitch, like I said, this is what it is. This is where I'm at. And so that's how I feel with this whole situation, right? On my end and that girl's situation. The friend kind of allowed some tea to happen. And it's like, baby, I see where this is going. I'm going to kind of nip this in the butt now. And that's how I always tell people too, I'm not a fan of mutual friends because I don't want to ever have to question your loyalty. And maybe I feel like sometimes situations happen too where you could see the inside of people. I don't think that my sister, my situation meant any harm. I just think that once again, she has the innocence of a child, which makes her a little gullible and naive, and she don't see predatory people approaching. I see it. I see it. I see when somebody's about to try to take advantage of people. I see when somebody's about to try something. Somebody, I see it. I sense it. I smell it. Like I'm there. I'm there. I'm like, baby, wait a minute. Something ain't right here. So I'm like, baby, yes, moving forward. And I hope she even learned from this experience that, girl, no, there's no giving people the benefit of the doubt. There's no befriending people and being cool with people. No, baby. And well, you know what? They're not really rude to me. So I'm okay with blah, say, blah, say, blah. No, bitch, fuck the dumb shit. I do have an issue. I do have an issue. Yes, I do. I do have an issue, babe. It's up. It's up. Like I said, if we've known each other the same amount of time, yeah, babe, I'm sorry. Or I've known you longer than my sister, I would say that, well, listen, it appears that you and my sister, like I said, we came into this situation at the same time. I definitely agree that my sister's enemies are not my enemies. Or I've known you longer than my sister or my friend. Okay, no, I'm not going to have a falling out with you because y'all have had a falling out. But if I don't know you, I've known my sister for 7 years. I barely met you a month ago. I do think you're cool, but I'm like, I'm not liking how you're coming for my sister. Especially people who are like empathic or they have psychic abilities. It's like you can kind of see the energy is a little off. And I just kind of want to prevent things from manifesting and festering just into something bigger. Like, I don't want things to get blown out of proportion bigger than what it needs to be, blown out of. And so that's that with me, okay? Come on here. Some people are bored with themselves, so they give off a nasty energy. You said it. If he didn't trust, he shouldn't left it there and went about his way. Right. Right. And that's what it come down to, Jay Loon, is that he literally, I don't know. It just give me, that whole situation just give me some weird shit, honey. People like that can never be a real friend. Right. Right. That's why when he said that, it made me step back. Like, I was like, yeah, this is somebody who's culturally educated. This is somebody who's very, very smart. This is somebody who can travel the world. If I'm like, hey, baby, I want to book a trip to Germany. Let's go. Bam, he's single. Well, he got a relationship, but he's basically solo most of the time. Bitch, let's get up and let's go. I'm like, that sounds cool to me. But you're already saying, hey, listen, I just want to be honest with y'all. I'm expecting y'all to fuck me over because I had bad experiences. Like, girl, what? Now you're basically giving me the green light to fuck you over. So I'm like, oh, let me kind of step back because he's telling me that I can't trust him either. Then you're kind of like egging shit on and when people tell you how, oh no, let's nip this in the butt. Like he would get loud. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not trusting this. But like I said, I saw my sister kind of connect with it. She was kind of being a little more friendly. And I was like, well, this could be her friend. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, well, she could be friends with him. I'm like, girl, this could be her friend. This ain't gonna be my friend. She can hang out with him and be cool with him in real life. For me, I'm not doing it. So that's what it came down to, honey. Okay. People, that's like on Bigo. When I first went on the app, I couldn't believe the mindset of a lot of gay men. I was really surprised at the transphobia and stuff. You know, it's so weird. I'm talking about Bigo people. This is from a Bigo situation, Jay, which is actually crazy. This is from a Bigo situation. There's a lot of racism on Bigo. There's a lot of transphobia on Bigo. There's a lot of women hate And a lot of people are like, girl, these people hate women. This person hate women because women have attacked me and I've read women down, but I will also read a man down. If a man personally sent me a message and said, I think you're this and that, bitch, you'll get read too. Everybody could get read. Man, woman, boy, girl, straight, black, white, it doesn't matter. Just so happened, the people who used to try to read me down and try me were women and they were black. So of course I would come back and I would say little shit. Other people who were innocent would come in and say, oh, she talking about black people. Oh, but, and I'm just like, girl, I'm not even talking about you. But either way, or to you, bitch, mind your business. But there is bigo people. Just bigo people. Just stupid, crazy, calling people crackers, calling people this and that. But when they say the N-word, then it's, oh my God, he's racist. I knew it. And we need to just go ahead and get this person off face of the earth. No, but you called them a cracker, though. If you call them a cracker, they can call you the N-word. Well, no, the cracker is not really. No, it is. It's both used as terms to defend people. They're derogatory terms. They're slurs. If they can call you, if you call them cracker, they call you the N-word. Okay, that's just what it is, babe. If you feel like you can call somebody a tranny, a faggot, whatever, they can call you a man, they can call you a whatever. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay, so that's what it was. Just very weird mindset. I was like, I can't be around this. Like, girl, the intention was to get on there and potentially become something, like maybe offer services. And I was like, I'm going to, but then just these people got messy. I said, no, girl, I ain't sharing shit with y'all. And then one of these old ass bitches who's been doing this for a long time, girl, broke ass prostitute girl, bitch, she been prostituting since she was fucking 14 years old and still ain't got no motherfucking money. No shade. Just throwing it out there. But she was the one that brought the YouTube stuff over there. She came in there and dropped the little Catherine Gaines review. When Catherine made a fake review, pissed off consumers with those bogus alias names, her and Tina McWay. Can we talk about it? And there's another person too behind the scenes, a gay man behind the scenes helping them with stuff. She brought that over there. And so they were like, what? You this, you that, you this. Oh my God, you be selling urine to people. And so that kind of also opened it up and made people say, yeah, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And that's actually why I had to follow that with the other person as well, because they were connected to people who they just met, who I really didn't know. They were kind of starting a drama between us too. Like they would be in his DM and say, yeah, I was just in a live and I heard Mia talking about you. And then he would come in and try to like check me. And I'm like, bro, I have your number. If I have something I need to tell you, I can call your phone. I'm not afraid of you. I don't need to give these people energy, or I don't need content. So I can call your phone and read you down, bro. Like, come on now. Second of all, and I think my sister saw this going too. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's not you picking sides, bitch. You just know these people are messy. And it's giving the illusion she want to be friends with messy ass people. Going into the other girl, once again, I've known the girl longer than I've known my sister. So she could say the same thing. Well, she was reading me down. She was talking shit about me and you still was trying to be friends with her. You gave her a second chance. Yeah, but if you know somebody for like 12 plus years, it's not as easy to say, bam, we're done. This broke the camel's back because this was another, let me protect myself before. And she tried to say what she was doing and was saying it was me doing it. So I was like, no, I'm really done. There's no more energy with this person. But like I said, going into my sister and these people, she didn't know none of these people. She just met this guy, Chucky. She just met this guy, Zoe. So ain't no, well, I can still be cool with you. You're not cool with my sister. No, bitch, you're messy ass homosexual. You're messy ass bi. You're messy ass whatever. And I don't want to be around messy people. That would have been my fucking story. Fuck the dumb shit. That would have been my story. Like, I'm sorry. I think you're a cool person with me, but I'll see that you're a very messy, nasty ass, tacky ass person. And I don't want to be around that. So it's kind of like maybe you're a little open to a little messiness. So it's like you're telling them that I like messy, I like drama. I've never gave you that idea. No shade. Like sometimes I like to get in, I like to see, because of course I like to help people. I like to hear your messy ass story because maybe I want to give you insight. Everybody know this. I listen to people and I want to give advice. But I'm not listening to your story because my life is so bored and I need a soap opera. I don't even look at TV shows, babe. So, yeah, I like entertainment in the sense of I need insight on what is going on so I can share with you what this could be and hopefully plant some seeds of hope. But like I said, I'm not befriending you and being cool with you because I like messy people. Because, like I said, that's how they all got cussed out and they got blocked. Because I'm like, mess, 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 bum, bum, ain't got shit, don't want shit. Girl, done, bye. But like I said, it was giving me with my sister, and there's no shade to her, was like, so whether or not you have an issue with him, or you still see this person as messy, you still see these people are messy. And even going to this girl, honestly, my honest response with her was, girl, I'm after others' opinions, but I really do feel like you need to watch this friend because, yeah, I shouldn't have to question our friendship. If you've ever had to question our friendship, bring it to my attention. Because it couldn't be, especially going to my situation, it couldn't be because I let a girl I've known longer than you go back and forth with you after you expose your stuff, especially public information. Let's say you're a public figure, right? Because I'm not even upset that they exposed my YouTube to those people. I'm not even upset about that. But let's say if you were a porn star and they decided to come and show your porn stuff, that's public record. People can type that in. People are going to find it. You people have seen it. They know that's your shit. That's a whole nother type of situation versus something was privately discussed and they brought it to the light. So it's like, yeah, I don't feel like that's the same type of energy. And I'm not saying that my sister brought it up and was like, yeah, it's the same thing. I don't think that it is. I really think those are two separate experiences, but I really do feel like on this situation that this should have been a little more like, damn, because girl, you just met these people. Going into that girl, she just met that other person as well. It's a mutual person trying to get close. And it looked like the friend was kind of hating, trying to block that tea. You know, well, do you think this person is really? And they're like, well, I mean, honestly, I know y'all going back and forth. This is just my personal opinion about her. And then it made the friend seem like the other friend was siding with this op. And I was like, I felt the same way. And not really siding, but I felt like, girl, you're being too gullible. Wake up, girl. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Girl, messy ass people. You're trying to be friend messy ass people. And girl, giving numbers and stuff, girl, you're not getting that. You can have social media, you can have public, stuff, but you're not getting my number. We're not sitting up, kicking and call me privately. No, we're not doing that. Bitch, fuck you and your mama too. Missy, did your friends start to pick up narcissistic tendencies from the people attacking her or some type of defense mechanism? You know what? I don't even I really don't know Jay Looney or Jay Loon. I don't know how you're using your last name. I don't even know. What I really think that I feel like when we are traumatized, and I'm not saying this, my sister's not healed from her trauma. I do feel like when you've been abused and there's something with that, you do become either overly defensive, like myself, because people used to take advantage of me, disrespect me, do things to me, and that's why I'm very on the defensive side. Like, bitch, I ain't trusting you. You tell me something funny, I ain't trusting it. But on the flip side, some people, they're always open, and this is allows them to be the target for people to fuck them up. Like I said, my sister's a very nice person. She's a very nice person, a people person, and people person doesn't cut it no more. 1950s, 1960s, you could be a people's person. 2024, you can't be a people person. I would say after 2003, you couldn't be a people person. Because, baby, going into this, I have relatives that are no longer here right now who was taken out by their own motherfucking friends. Can we talk about it? I have relatives that were taken out by their own fucking baby mamas. So, baby, if a baby mama could do it, if a friend could do it, let's talk about it. Bitch, I know people right now who literally was best friends with somebody for 40 years, and the best friend married the girlfriend. Meaning, he was friends for 40-something years. He saw that this friend was getting a new girl. He had to become friends with this new girl. They secretly got married. And he said, fuck our 40 years of friendship. So it's like, baby, at the end of the day, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, that is nothing to me. At the end of the day, I am not being gullible. I'm not giving you the idea that you could take advantage of me. I'm not giving the idea that I'm needy. I'm not giving the idea that I'm codependent. I'm not giving the idea that I have to have friends, because I don't. Friends are assets. They should not be liabilities. Okay? Friendships are assets, not liabilities. We should be able to help each other. We're not here to take away. I'm not here to make you feel. And like I said, if I'm gonna feel some way about our friendship, I'm calling. I'm reaching out to you. I will. I'll continue to do so. I feel like something's funny. I'm gonna say, hey, things are looking a little funny here. Are we friends or we're not friends? And that's a lot of people they're not doing. Or a lot of people are like, well, I mean, why would you question? Because yeah, that situation, no, baby. But your character traits equals characters, which equals destiny, right? So I believe that. So it's like, damn. With my situation, like I said, she met this op disguising herself as a friend. She was like, well, let me open up and share with them my whole life story. And then in the process, this person had to make her feel safe by telling her stuff about her life, which are all fake and made up because she didn't tell her the real shit, like how she got arrested as a teenager for being a pervert. She didn't tell the real, she told a little soft stuff. And then my sister was opening up, and then she was like, well, beings were here. And I don't think all of it was told to me, shared with me, but beings were here. Let me also tell you that, well, you might want to be careful because, you know, she's a little, and like she did say, well, you know, I didn't take that to the head. But I'm still like, I wouldn't have gave a bitch enough time to even sit there and tell me the whole story about that. Unless I wanted to hear the story. People would tell you, I would hang up in your face. I would give you the idea. And that's why I told this person, even when I knew that I was friends with this person and my sister, and I know them longer, and she would come and they would fight and she would call her, you know, out her name and stuff. I would first talk to my sister about, well, how did you feel about that? And what did she, just to get her mindset, well, you know, and then I would hit this girl up and say, hey, girl, okay, we understand you don't like her. Can you just keep that to yourself? Because, girl, it's given the idea that I'm okay with you reading this girl down. Like, I'm basically living through you. And that's not the case, girl. Stop it. And I even did it publicly where I'm like, girl, this is not the space for you to sit here and read down my friend, because I've known this girl. I met this girl several times in person. I'm actually closer to her than I'm with you. And so anyway, even going to that too, that was a little slap in my face at that point, because of course we're over that. We're just talking. But I was also a little slapped by in the face because I'm like, well, at the end of the day, I'm like, well, I kind of like sit up to this bitch and kind of like shut it down and kind of question, like, girl, yeah, just because you don't like her, don't mean I don't gotta like you neither. But this is my sister. If you got an issue, and I put my foot down. Even going on when people are kind of like reading her down and talking her down, and I knew about it. I was like, well, first of all, this girl is selling it. She's getting it, regardless of how you're thinking it. You think if she sounds a certain way, she's getting it. Like, people could play recordings because they record shit to say that I was defending as if this was my story. And I didn't give a fuck about people thinking, oh, you're kissing her ass. Are y'all fucking? Because that's what one of them said. Are y'all trans lesbians? No, girl, this is my sister and I'm loyal to her, bitch. And so, bitch, you have a problem with her, you got a problem with me when it comes to that, because I don't know y'all like that. But on the flip side, I was not given the same grace. It was all, I'm not really, you know, whatever. But so, like I said, for me, I'm like, damn, like, I felt like it wasn't an equal thing. Like, baby, no. Girl, I had your back. So I was like, I kind of felt stupid. And I even voiced to my sister, I kind of felt stupid that I was kind of like putting my life on the line when people would read and talk shit when I found out about it or I heard it. And like, well, wait, hold up. It sounds like you're a little jealous. Oh, she's a prostitute or she's an escort. Okay, but you are too, but you're not making money. Well, I'm making money because I make $200 in one day. Yeah, but you're living in a mobile home park. Like, girl, I was getting into reading sessions for that. But instead, once again, people don't give you the same protection. So it's like, girl, I don't do that no more. Bitch, girl, I'm sorry. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and I'm not protecting. I'm just going to let you know, hey, just so you know, they're in here talking. You might want to come in here. That's it. But I'm not putting my life on the line. I'm not putting my hand to the fire because people ain't going to do that shit for you. People don't have the same equal sense of love. People don't have the same equal sense of friendship. And I'm not saying that my sister and I are not close and we're not friends and we don't care for each other. We don't like each other. But at that point, I did feel like, damn, like, girl, you're not giving a fuck, or you showing people you don't give a fuck. And I shows people that I do give a fuck. So they're like, damn, it seemed like Mia wants this relationship more than she wants this relationship. And that's what it was looking like to me, going into me sensing energy, because that's how I read people. Me sensing energy. They were like, well, let me get to know Kitty, because Kitty know this girl. So Kitty's going to be able to give me some insight on her, and pop, pop, pop. She pop. So they're like, yeah, so she's definitely real. Because what I was thinking about her is legit because Kitty's confirming it. Like, no, bitch, Kitty ain't confirming a fuck ass thing. Can we talk about it? Okay. That's it. Beagle app thrives on drama. You said it. A lot of scary stuff has happened. You had underage drinking and dudes getting naked on there. This one kid got blacked out drunk, started to drive his mom's car somewhere on live. It was scary. Mystic, would you say that ancient Celtic Druids mattresses was connected to Egyptians or certain American Atlantean tea? Ancient Celtic Druids mattresses was connected to the ancient. Okay, so let me say this. And I'm even going to look this up really quickly, y'all. I'm supposed to be out at whatever. And I'm really gonna have to get in on some tea, y'all. Like when I tell y'all, I'm gonna really get in on some tea, girl. Like girl, with my car, I'm thinking about my motherfucking car. Like girl, I'm really gonna have to get onto some tea. But let me see. Oh, you got your California's license to Google Wallet now. Good to know. Let me see something right now. Give me 1 minute. I do want to say this. I feel like a lot of history is made up, added on, changed, watered down to make it seem like something. So I just want to give you a little backdrop. We know that the ancient civilization of ancient Egypt, 25,000 years ago, they vanished, right? Let's say that 25,000 years ago, vanished without a trace, right? And then a new concept of this stuff came forward, right? Magic and oh, this is that, and the temples, blah, blah, blah. Because even going into like the temples and the hieroglyphics and all this other good stuff, I really don't feel like ancient Egypt is in Egypt that they call now Africa. I really feel like there's a mind twist, a mind game, a warping of some sort, and fake colonization, all this other good stuff. So once again, I do feel like a lot of history is made up, written down, switched up. They be trying to act like, and I'm just gonna say this too. Druidism, and we do know that ancient people, because people always talk about black people came first and all these other races came after black people, blah, 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 blah. I also would like to have a difference of opinion with that. Regardless of what you're saying, regardless of what your scientists are pulling through, I really believe that there's a reason why people started manifesting in color. I think at one particular time, people came through in all essence of all things. If you say that's blackness, and then they started gradually fading out into white, yellow, and red, so be it. Blackness came first. Okay, if that's you say fine, but that's all colors in one. In translation, black is actually blank, which is white, which is clear, which is transparent. So the real black people were lacking of color. That's my personal opinion on that. I'm not going to get into that. Melanation, also the good shit came by carbonation and the environment, something changing in the environment. Of course, we have the story of Babel where towers were destroyed, people fell out, languages split up. And at that point, I think that's where different races of people came about. But before that, we all spoke the same language. We all looked the same. Okay, so let's get into that first and foremost. I feel like the stories of the Druids, because of course they said there's no real history with that. Going into the ancient Egyptians, there's no real history with that. They can't pinpoint it. They make shit up 25,000 years, 4,000 years ago. They got this knowledge from something. Real knowledge is put away. At the same time as the ancient Egyptians vanished, Druidism could be traced back to actually starting and being of. We know that the story that they told us that in ancient Egypt was invaded. If you don't know, let's talk about it. Same story about America. Colonizers coming into America, coming in, bringing Africans across the water, allegedly, which that wasn't true. We know that they actually had black people in this land, and that's why they were able to cultivate the land, because people from Africa wouldn't have known to come to Mississippi, Alabama, or Louisiana. They wouldn't have known how to pick cotton. Because the shit is different, the culture is different, the soil is different. So it could be cotton, but it's a different type of motherfucking cotton. So stay with me here. So I do feel like when it comes to Druidism, having a connection with ancient Egypt would be the original. And even like I said, going into colonizing people, invading ancient Egypt, and people stealing. Mesopotamia is the origin of all this, right? Because they say everything started in Africa. I think everything started in Mesopotamia, right? And even going into when we became of something. And then, of course, land masses appeared, land masses were created. Because if you don't know, we're going to break it down for you. There are places, even in the world right now, Boston, to be exact, 75% of Boston is added on land. It's called landfilled land, which means that the land was man-made and it's floating on top of water. Can we talk for a minute? So who's to say that any of these lands and continents, if they were able to take pyramids and lift up these heavy-ass stones, allegedly, who said these people were not able to make land masses? So I do feel like a lot of stuff is mixed up with a lot of shit. A lot of shit is made up and added on and twisted up, and it's confused. It's meant to split you up, dash you up, and make it seem a lot of stuff even now has been changed, have been erased from our history. Even going to stores and people saying, well, we don't know a lot about European history. And I love European people to shout out to because my grandmother's motherfucking European. Let's talk about it, baby. I love European people, baby. Let's talk about a lot of my close people there from Europe. They're in Europe. Can we talk about it? So there's no shade to that. Because I'm not pro-black, I'm not pro-white, I'm pro-fucking right. Let's talk about it. So I do feel like a lot of stuff that we got has been watered down, has been made up, because even going into Wicca and stuff, there's different types of Wicca, and it barely coming around in the 1960s. And people take this as its truth. And there's even people that will come here and say that they have a lineage of witchery, but they go by the Wicca creed. And I'm just like, well, that started in 1966, though. And you're saying lineage, if you're 40 something years old, you were born in the 80s, late 70s. So that means you're only one generation after the 1960s. So are you a lineage witch because your mom became a witch after she learned what Wicca was? Like, I'm just a little confused when people say that. Like, before that, it was not considered that. Even going into the word witchcraft, pharmacia, that's where they got witchcraft from. Working with herbs, studying the herbs and becoming one with that. Witchcraft was not used 500, 600, 900 years ago. Can we talk about it? So to answer your question, Jay, I do think there's a connection there, but I think the systems are very, very different. I think there are different angels, different demons that are over these systems magically. Do I feel like the druids or that system stole some information from Egypt? I do. Do I feel like, do ancient Druidism predates the ancient Egyptians? I don't. I think that even going into things being lost, I think a lot of people got a lot with a lot. And even going into the need for people to come to America, because of course I'm going back first, there's so many information we can talk about, there's so much we can talk about. Why they wanted to come back to America, because what you have to understand is going into North America, South America, Central America, right? They said that there was something that happened. It was one continent called Pangea. It split it up. And then we got North America, South America, Africa, all so good shit. But if you put it together, it all slides together. Bitch, how the fuck y'all know that? Unless somebody told y'all the real shit and y'all make it up shit to confuse us, right? How do y'all know that it will fit in? Well, this is what the outline of Africa looked like. How do you know that, though? You actually saw a complete outline of Africa and said, yeah, this is what it's shaped like. Girl, what? And just so happened that most of the slaves went to South America, allegedly, and that's why South America looks just like Africa, right? It looks like a miniature Africa. I feel like ancient Egypt was in America. I also feel like the need for them to want to come back to America was try to retrace their steps because they came here, something happened, because we have stories about Mars being a civilization and it exploding and them coming to Earth, blah, 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 because history repeats itself. I think the need for these people to come back to America, the reason why the Europeans, the colonizers, invaded other countries, because I think that fragments of things went into other places, magical pieces, artifacts, And they needed to come into these places to try to regain their knowledge, their re-information, to rebuild something, to then ultimately do something. Now, y'all could take what y'all want with that and say, find pieces to bust the firmament open to allow demonic energies and entities to come back in, or to allow the evil energies that the spirit that they talked about divided the waters up to protect us from something on the outside, to bring those energies back in. I don't know. That's up for you to determine. But I do feel like there's a reason why they wanted to come to America so bad, and why people are still wanting to come to America, because people are not breaking their necks to get a citizenship to be in Africa. People are not breaking their necks to get a citizenship to be in Europe. People are not breaking their neck to get a citizenship to be in South America. Everybody want to motherfucker come to America. There's a reason for that. And I'm even willing to say as well that there's different pieces of things that they have yet to discover. And that's why they're still here and they're still digging. They still fracking, what they call it, fractioning, digging for shit, because they're trying to find pieces that the Most High intentionally spread throughout the whole face of the earth. And that's what's going on. It's not a white or black thing. It's a magic and non-magic thing. It's a spiritual warfare. You're not wrestling with flesh and blood. You're wrestling with spirits and principalities. That is spoke about in the Bible. So it's not about they want black people to be, no, baby, because some of you black people are conniving evil as fuck too. Some of you black people help these white people lynch these black people. Can we talk about it? And that's how I told my mom, going into being karmatic and believing in retribution. When you fuck people up, people have a right to have that energy to come back at you. A lot of people are being hunted by their ancestors. A lot of people being hunted by other people's ancestors. So you goddamn right, I have no sympathy when I hear about people getting fucked over by the law or by the system. And it's like, well, we got to all come together because it's a black man that's in trouble. No, it's not. Do a history check on him. I'm pretty sure he's linked to a motherfucker who got you together, who had them burn down that church while y'all were in that church praying to God. I'm pretty sure you can link this motherfucking rabbit face ass bitch to a motherfucking leading y'all all down there to the river, and the white folks start shooting at y'all and all y'all bodies flooding in the fucking water. Modern day fucking Jamestown. Can we talk about it? I'm pretty sure you can trace their lineage to that. I believe in the power of God. I believe in the power of higher God. I believe in that. So you goddamn motherfucking right, baby. I don't have sympathy for that. Because I'm like, well, this sounds like some fucked up ass ancestral shit. So I feel that. I feel like they've come to America because Europe, Egypt is where it started. Mesopotamia, really. But Egyptians had a different type of magic. Everybody wanted a piece of that fucking magic. And that's why you got a lot of people out here talking about their Kemetic. Oh, well, if you're really into ancient Egyptian magic, then you would say Kemetic. No, bitch, that's what you would say because that's what you were taught. You don't know real Egyptian magic, bitch. Ain't nobody yet. I've been watching people. I've yet to come out and see anybody come out with some real Egyptian spells. Some real shit that you could feel instantly. Going into energy shifting and moving and color therapy and all that came from the Egyptians. So like I said, anything that the Druids do could be traced back to motherfucking Egypt. Anything that the Hoodoo do, the Voodoo do could be traced back to Egypt. And we go into whether Egyptians are white, they were black, they were whatever, it doesn't matter. It was a culture. And these things are cultural. They're not racial, they're cultural. Okay, it is a cultural difference. Even going into America, a lot of us look the same, but we're not the same. A lot of white people look the same, but they're not all the same type of white. A lot of black people look the same, but we're not all the same type of motherfucking black. Can we talk about it? And so that's what it comes down to, bottom line. The Druids got their shit from the Egyptians. And I even think going into the name Druid, it means believer or knower of the ancient oak, right? The ancient oak tree or something like that. I believe that's what that means, where that comes from. And so, like I said, they don't know the real history of anything because a lot of shit is made up. And let them tell it, there was also a fire in Europe. So a lot of their documentation was destroyed. Now, of course, I'm thinking like, well, in the South, a lot of stuff was destroyed. So a lot of people really don't know their age. A lot of Southern people, they were not able to go to school. They dropped out in kindergarten shit because things really were intentionally destroyed because they didn't want later generations like us to trace our mama and grandmama's lineage to know that we've always been here. Instead, they got us thinking that we came from a whole nother motherfucking place and we out here rocking daishiki. I mean, girl, could you imagine? It's like you being killed by a gun and you carrying the gun that you were killed by on your motherfucking neck. Could you imagine that? So it's a spell to keep you entrapped, but nobody wants to talk about that. All these people talk about we're African. Then go back over there and build your land over there. Learn how to speak those dialects over there and only communicate in that. Stop using English. Stop coming over here. Stop doing New York seminars. Stop doing Florida seminars. Stop doing LA seminar. Stop going to Mount Shasta. Stop trying to tap into the American energy because you're not American, baby. This is not your president. That's what y'all say. This is not your country. Go where you need to go then. Maybe we wouldn't have the bullshit that's going on now if a lot of y'all decide to go back where you feel like you need to go. And there's no shade with that. You feel like you're not American, please go where you feel like you are. But see, a lot of you can't do it because y'all have a criminal history. See, that what happened is what I learned is, and I'm gonna be done. A lot of people have a hate for America because they done some motherfucking crimes. They got fucking tried with the fucking crimes, and now they don't like America. You don't got bitch. People that pay taxes, people that are not doing fucked up ass shit. You don't see us out here complaining and bitching about the shit that's going on. I mean, we see the shit that's going on. We see the shit is fucked up. But we're not like, oh my God, I got to get the fuck up out of here. I hate this country, but I'm still living here paying bills. It's like me being honest with y'all. I don't care about the state of Alabama. I don't care about the state of Louisiana. I don't care about the state of Mississippi. I got family, I got friends that I love and I care about, but the way those politics are set up over there, I don't give a fuck about those states. They're racist, they're sexist, they're homophobic. They don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves. They think they care about lineage and girl bye. You got people that are still in office, whether they are black or not, that are descendants of people that were hanging people, lynching people. Had y'all set the fuck up. Well, I got land over here. Yeah, because your ancestors, bitch, helped the white man get the other black folks together, so he left you the fucking land. That's how you got the fucking land, you trifling ass bitch. And then you wonder why you're not having a fucking luck. Like, let's call a spade a spade. And that's what it comes down to. I don't care about, like I said, those 3 states. I don't really care. I really don't really care about Texas neither, but I do love some things in Texas. But I really don't give a fuck about Texas neither. But those 3 states, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, I don't give a fuck about those states. I don't give a fuck about the government. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Arkansas, neither. Y'all all some funny ass people. And like I said, we're not talking about the citizens. We're talking about the politics over there. Give a fuck about y'all. I don't give a fuck about y'all. I won't buy shit from y'all state. If it says made in Louisiana, made it up, bitch, I don't want it. Made in Mississippi, bitch, I'm supporting racist, KK, Confederate ass, homophobic ass, transphobic ass, don't give a fuck about woman ass people. No, thank you. No, thank you, babe. And I mean that with respect. Respectfully. I want to stay from over there. I don't care to be there. Okay? I don't care to be there. And so either way, that's what it comes down to. Druids, a lot of these systems that are so-called ancient systems, and of course, you know, and I kind of tell it too, people got to always have some type of power over the real power. Tom, Dick, and Harry have to say, hey, well, listen, I just want to be honest with you here. Magic is real, but we started that, or we're going toe to toe. The Egyptians started it, but we also had it at the same time. No, baby, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Respectfully, no, you didn't. Respectfully, no, you didn't. We know that a lot of your energies that you connect with is also part of the ancient Egyptian system. We know that a lot of cultures, ancient Egypt, ancient Asia, ancient Africa, are connected. And so a lot of people be like, well, Africans, Egypt had to be in Africa because blah, 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 blah. Well, how did the black people get into America before people were even able to travel from Africa over here? Because the story that they tell you is partially true. This is all one continent at one point in time. When they talk about the Towers of Babel, all that is true. Not in the way they're standing, though, but it's all true. They also have to make some lies up so that you don't remember. Going into dream therapy, girl, everything's being so introduced to colors flashing, advertising to fuck up your memory. People are having time lapse issues. Like, wait, what? All this intentionally done. When COVID happened, guess what they did? Liquor stores are open. We shut down restaurants, we shut down gas stations, but guess what? You go to lick stuff. People were drinking and stuff to oblivious, bitch. They were fucking up the probiotics. They're fucking up the system. And now a lot of people have memory issues. They're having health issues. They're not focused on what's real. They're losing their magic touch, their magic ability. Because just like back in the day when the colonizers came into America, they had to poison the natives by giving them alcohol. These people were very sensitive to alcohol. They were drinking their own versions of alcohol, but these were herb tinctures. They were getting drunk off of Damiana and Skullcap. But they had to come together and mix some type of poison, moonshine, as you would call it now. Moonshine, it wasn't moonshine back then. And they had to get them drunk to get over on them. Same thing happened during COVID. Same thing happening now. Spirituals coming out telling you, get high, smoke. You don't think that shit is contaminated and laced with parasites? People talking about people putting chips in themselves. You don't think they're putting microscopic shit in weed, and you go smoke that weed and shit get inside your body and starts getting your brain the fuck up? You don't think so? You don't think this caused people to go crazy? Remember bath salts? They had the little episodes people had bath salt and they were going crazy and shit. You don't think they're doing that shit with marijuana and with alcohol? I know a lot of people who smoke marijuana, a lot of people who drink, and they always have some type of weird side effect. There's something going on in their body. They're like, I'm having nosebleeds, I'm having headaches, I can't sleep, I'm getting more sensitive, I get headaches, I get migraines. You don't really think that there's something in the stuff that you're consuming? You don't think there's a reason why the government decided to jump in on making marijuana legal in certain states? And of course, they started in Colorado, magical state. They then went into California, magical state. And then in the South, they're still trying to push it. I think some places in the South did approve it, but they started with the two powerful most states first, because that's where the energy is at. They wanted to get those people tamed down and piped down. So when the energy frequencies come through with the asteroids, the planets, the new moons, and all sorts of good shit, that you don't get the energy that needs to come to you. So now you and then you're questioning what the fuck is going on. Yeah. So I know I just said a lot with a lot, but like I said, it is a lot with a lot. His story is always amazing to me. It's always a mix-up. And people, I'm so tapped in. I do dream work. Well, ask your ancestors to show you. Ask your spirits to give you insight on what is happening and what is to come. If you're so connected, have them to give you insight on what is being done that is going to be affecting you, because everybody's not a part of the same timeline. As we know, the world has had 4 catastrophic end of days themes, right? Or stories. And guess what? You're here. So something in your body survived the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. And I take the back. I believe it was actually 3. I think there's a 4th one coming. Let me, I'm kind of stepping ahead. But something in you survived all that. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Something in you survived any type of stories that they said about slavery and all that. Something in you survived that still because you're here. Something in you survived that. So regardless of what timeline plays out in your lifetime or the next lifetime, that's not going to be for everybody. What is for you is for you. And that's it. So there we go. The sun gave melanation, we can assume. There we go. We can talk about it. There's also certain foods and enzymes that you can consume that will also increase. Something I was reading is biotin L-lysine. There's a few amino acids that actually make you melanated enriched. What a lot of people out here confused about is how white people are giving birth to black babies. And they're like, yeah, because they came from black people. Well, scientifically proven, there are amino acids that actually make your body melanated rich. And to be honest with you, melanin, everybody has some type of melanin in their body. The ability to procreate says you have some type of melanin in you. Melanin is a very aspect. It's a very powerful strand. I want to say gene, chromosome, sequence that's needed for every human to survive and maintain. And so there's foods that have these amino acids in it that will make you melanin enriched. I also feel like carbon. Something happened. I feel like there was something. The world is a little more open. I feel like at one point in time, this is, it's kind of like steps. We're going to give you only this area in a bubble. And then people figure out they can step outside the bubble. So they step outside the bubble. Now they take that wall down. Now that bubble became this bubble. So now it's a bigger bubble and it keeps expanding. And now they feel like they've already expanded all of the bubbles here. So now they want to expand the final bubble, which is the firmament. That's how I feel with a lot of this. I feel like things are becoming known because people are actually aware. They're like, I know there's more to come, and then more is coming. And that's how it is. That's how it is. So there we go. Carbon, something was here, something changed, and this is what caused blue to turn into brown, which is, of course, a darker shade of orange. Let's get into it. Do your research on that. Blue is the darkest shade on the color spectrum. We know that black is a tracing and white is a blank canvas, but we also know that black and white is the same thing, right? Everything has polarity. Everything has good and bad, skinny and fat, tall and short. So if there's a white, there has to be a black. If there's a right, there has to be a left. And so that's what this comes down to. Praise God. Hallelujah. Oh, God, the information is always pure, it's always accurate, it's always head on. And like I said, baby, you do your own research, you get your own connection. See, I praise God for my ancestors. I praise God for leading the way out of nowhere. I praise God for allowing me to gain access to information that I have that I was taught by just so happen European descended people. As I said, with a lot of these Black conscious people, they didn't get this information from other Black people sharing it with them. They got this from white folks, giving them the true tea. This is what it really was. So they come out, they give this information. Now it's fuck white people. We got our magic back. No, you didn't. You still got to wake the masses up. The masses are still asleep. They're not aware of their abilities. The women are still out here parading like they're submissive and they're less than. The men are out here complaining about how they're getting unfair energy. The woman's like, yeah, it's true. They're not getting treated fairly. Doesn't it say this is a man world? Didn't it say this is a man world? Isn't Lucifer a man? Allegedly. Isn't God a man? Allegedly? I don't believe so. But hey, isn't these energies masculine? Why can't they get it together? Because they fall short of grace. They fell short from the grace. Everybody's a woman for the first 2 months of pregnancy, then you become a man. Science imitates spirit. Let's talk about it. Men process things a little slower than women do. There's a reason for that. Can we talk about it, or is that a little too deep? Like I said, there's so much we go over. There's so much we can talk about. There's so much that comes up that is accurate that you can go and research on it. You would definitely get a lot of these organizations out there, baby. It costs a lot of coin to get into. People be out here talking about some girl. I paid this spiritualist $3,000 to do this work for me. And I'm looking at these spiritualists like, girl, she charged $3,000 to do what? Because she's still living in projects. Not saying nothing. I'm just saying. I'm like, girl, do you know to get into like organizations like AMRC, going into LMV, going into what is it called? I'm giving acronyms and abbreviations so that, girl, people are not like, I know them or whatever. NSLMD, places like this, you either got to know somebody, and even then they have to pay you for you to level up. People always say magic is free. Tell that to the occult people though. Baby, I told you, I was trained by some of the best of the best of the best going into organizations. And baby, and this is like, girl, well over 15 years ago, right? Okay, I was a girl. I was a teenager. Okay, I told you I lied about my age. I was really only 15, 16, but honestly, I was 19. And girl, anyway, baby, when I saw the price of, for this level, it gets you from, I'm just using an example, the Vidius Galerius. This goes into the Vesic horizon. And the last and final step is the mastery of those 2 levels. When it was showing 10,000, 15,000, and then another 10,000, but then each book that you need, because they're going to give you interaction, but they want to make sure that you study on shit. The study guides, I guess is what you call it. The study guides was $1,500 per study guide, and you needed 10 study guides. I was like, damn, you got to have some fucking money. And this is why people don't understand that the elites, they got money, they got money, they got money, they got money, they got money. Baby, even they got to spend money to get by. It's not just a made up system, blah, 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 blah. Like, girl, they know that money has energy. Can we talk about Jupiter and stuff? Or is that a little too deep for y'all as well? Jupiter has the most gold on it in the solar system. Jupiter's also connected to Zeus. Zeus is also connected to lightning. Lightning is also connected to Lucifer. People are so disconnected. They're so not in touch with things that they're like, oh, Lady Gaga wear lightning bolts. She must be satanic. Oh, she must be a part of Lucifer. She's a Luciferian. Girl, wake up. And this is how these people are not in tune with shit. They're not touched in it. And I know what I know, and the Spirit of God revealed to me. So the Spirit of God would have revealed to you that they're part of a certain organization that they have to pay their way to get ahead. So even though they made millions of dollars, they still ain't got no money. You got people like Toni Braxton, and we're going to say allegedly, went bankruptcy multiple times. People are like, how did the girl make money today? And she's like, well, it's because I didn't see nothing. Girl, well, we know when it comes to initiation processes and you learning things, because we know that fraternities and stuff is real in every aspect. We know that. You have fraternity in college, you have fraternity at the job, you have fraternity, and even in the music industry, there's layers to this, right? When you get to like Mariah Carey status and stuff, there's a lot of money that was invested by Mariah Carey. There's a lot of money that was invested by Beyonce. So these people on paper are billionaires, but when it comes to real asset stuff, girl, they don't got that money like that. Can we talk about it? So at the end of the day, you got to pay your way. We have the Maria Abramovich, I think that's her name. She's in here teaching these people, oh, she's a Satanist. She got the Baphomet head, also good stuff. She's a part of these organizations too. And she became masters. Mama also invested some money, and she could have got the information for free and became like a puppet, a woman who slept with these men to get on top, blah, 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 blah. But like I said, I was given free information, and I kept a lot of my information. I got several books. Like I said, I have a book right now that I purposely took off the cover, and it's a purple book. And I went to go see how much it was worth on Amazon, and they want $6,500 for this book. And so there's a lot in this book, and it deals with a lot of inner energy, but you learn things. And so, like I said, going into magic and stuff, knowledge is power. And to prove yourself, you have to break it, right? And allegedly, humans are slaves, right? We're a slave race, allegedly. So money is what we need to survive. It's our token to get access to things. And these elite people know that. And they're okay because they got to pay themselves too, right? They girl, I got the money, I can do anything. No, baby, you still got to pay your way. You girl, the Queen of England was the Queen of England, but she still answered to somebody. Everybody answers to somebody. Always remember that. Some human in the world, we don't need to say who it is, has to answer to somebody in the spirit realm. And the spirit realm is the one that actually work it. And we know it's a lower vibrational person because we work our way up in the ladder. Light energy is the highest. Dark energy is the lowest in the sense of that. So we know that the ruler of this dense, heavy world has to be a darker entity. That's why they say Satan rules the world. But somebody who's claiming to be a high position and, oh, thank you, Jesus. Well, they don't say Jesus, they say other shit. They answer to that energy. But y'all out there, oh, girl, they demanded this world is evil. I need to connect with God. But you only know about God because of those people, because those people could have got rid of all the Bibles. Well, they did, and they rewrote the shit. But still, you know what I'm saying? That's it. There's a lot to be a lot. I don't think they're going to be able to do all the sinister stuff people might believe in some reason. I do think it's a goal to move out being, yeah, right. Type zero civilization, right. Come on. I mean, with the magic stuff, yes. The whole other thing, half people believe in ancestors, the other half say that it's demonic and not ancestors. But what if it's just ancestor spirits are mad and take it this way? Well, that's what's going on. And the people that say that it's demonic energy and it's not ancestors, they were told by the white man not to connect with ancestors. That's why the Bible says don't consult with the dead. Because they know that the dead give you answers. Listen, y'all, I gotta go. The drug epidemic is rampant in US. Yes, it is. Brown, orange, red, yellow, copper, bronze, gold. Right. Oh, and brass too. Yes, brass. Is it the subterranean beings who rule the earth realm? Well, we could say this. The subterranean spirits are a little more higher than us. They're a little more advanced than us, right? In that sense. So they rule the earth realm to a degree, but even they answer to something, right? So it's levels and levels and levels and levels and levels. Allegedly, there's 7 levels of government, right? The people, and then it goes up to like the police officers, blah, 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 and then it goes up to the congressmen, blah, 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 senators, governors, blah, blah, blah. Then it goes to the presidents. So that's 3. There's 2 more, and that's why I believe they said that in total there's 7 shadow government where nobody ever sees. I don't know what these entities are. They don't know who they are. Because once again, it's something in the spirit realm. And that's it. So there's a lot with a lot. And like I said, I will be here for hours explaining to y'all some teas. There's a lot. Okay? So yes. Yes, it's terrestrial spirits has to be. We're saying terrestrial spirits that deals with ruling. Is that what you're saying? Terrestrial spirits are dealing with the ruling of this planet. Like I said, they answer to someone. There's a lot with a lot. And of course, there's books out there that goes over this information. So you can tap in and see if what I'm saying is real and legit. But y'all, listen. I need to go do some work. I need to also tap in and do some teas, girl. Because I'm like, girl, like I explained to the mechanic, I was like, girl, listen, that's a good amount. Girl, we got rent, we got other stuff that's really important. And so let me, give me a few. And so anyway, y'all, let me go. I'll definitely be back. And we'll be talking again. Check the blogspot, twospiritmystic.blogspot.com. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you for stopping by here, Jay. Good seeing you, Bunny St. Patrick, and everyone else who was watching but wasn't commenting. Shout out to y'all. Honey, once again, like I said, baby, I don't do drugs. I'm mentally stable. I have a therapist, a counselor, right? And a psychiatrist. Can we talk about it? Yes, girl. We got all that. No drugs, no nothing. Girl, I sleep, eat, you do regular stuff, okay? Do have anxiety, but that's definitely managed. I don't take any medicine for that because, of course, my anxiety is manageable. And so either way, girl, this is not coming from somebody who's high. This is not coming from somebody who's unhealed, who's traumatic, who got issues, who's upset at the world, because I'm really not. Okay. These other people, girl, you got a question. Okay, girl. You're you upset at certain people for your own doing, or you're not really doing your research. You're claiming that you're tapped in, but you can't really see what has caused or triggered this chain of events that is going on. Like, well, maybe it wasn't my ancestors, blah, blah, blah. Then, okay, girl, that's your business. But either way, give me. Yes, I'll be back. Okay, y'all. Love and light, twospiritmystic.blogspot.com. And yes, talk to y'all later. Once again, good seeing y'all. Love and light, love and truth. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dan. I really do believe that. Yes, honey. This live was for the gods and goddesses like you. Come on in here. Okay, bye for now, y'all.